Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Joe Galli, your MWS Revolution play-by-play commentator for Revolution Impact and MWS Revolution pay-per-views. And I am Dan Lambert, your MWS Revolution color commentator for Revolution Impact and MWS Revolution pay-per-views. And today, me and Joe Galli are going to give you last night's Revolution Impact review. Take it away, Joe. Thank you, Dan Lambert. Last night's Revolution Impact was hailing from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as both me and Dan Lambert broke down the Revolution Impact match card and thank the fans for coming. The first match was indeed a ladder match for the MWS United States title, as Michael Miner took on his brother, the Michael Scars Miner. The match got underway. Okay, Michael Scars Miner first, then came Michael Miner as they shook hands, and then they started trading blows. Michael Miner started beating down Michael Scars Miner as he slammed his head on all four turnbuckles, and he body slammed him into a stack of ladders and gave him a Miner bomb. And then Michael Miner went to climb the ladder, but out of nowhere, Michael Scars Miner low blows Michael Miner and then tosses him face first into the ladder and hits him multiple times with that very same ladder as he then chops him in the chest, just slams his head at all four turnbuckles and slams his head on the ladder, and then gives him a scoop slam and an enziguri and then gives him a pile driver off the top rope as Michael Scars Miner goes to climb the ladder, but out of nowhere, Michael Miner then punches Michael Scars Miner in the face, knocking him off the ladder as he goes crashing down into a stack of ladders. Michael Miner comes very close to grabbing the United States title, retaining it, but out of nowhere, where up climbs Michael Scars Miner as both the Miners trade blows back and forth. And then Michael Miner decides to Miner bomb Michael Scars Miner off the top of the ladder and into the middle of the ring as he then tries to grab the United States title, but Michael Scars Miner spears Michael Miner off the top ladder as they continue to beat the hell out of each other. Michael Scars Miner delivers a flying elbow off the top rope. Then he delivers a leg drop as Michael Miner comes back and gives his brother Michael Scars Miner an atomic drop and an uppercut as they continue to wrestle back and forth with wrestling move after wrestling move and submission after submission. And then Michael Miner grabs a steel chair and hits Michael Scars Miner right across the back on top of the head of it and delivers a Miner bomb through a stack of ladders as Michael Miner goes to climb the ladder, but out of nowhere, Michael Scars Miner then Scars bombs his brother Michael Miner off the top of the ladder and it decides and hits him very hard on the head with that very same ladder, busting him wide open. As Michael Miner is bleeding profusely, Michael Miner out of nowhere whacks his brother Michael Scars Miner in the face with brass knuckles, busting him wide open. As they continue to trade blows back and forth, Michael Miner is about to Miner bomb his brother Scars Miner, but out of nowhere, Michael Scars Miner low blows Michael Miner, kicks him in the gut, and delivers a devastating Scars bomb right in the middle of the very ring as Michael Scars Minor goes to climb the ladder and successfully grabs the MWS United States title and winner and new MWS United States champion Michael Scars Minor via climbing the ladder successfully grabbed the United States Championship as this match lasted 17 minutes and 16 seconds. And then after the match, Michael Minor and Michael Scars Minor then have a stare down and then Michael Minor grabs the United States title and respectfully puts it above the waist of his brother Michael Scars Minor as they shake hands and embrace as a sign of respect and brotherhood. Wow, what a ladder match! And then Michael Minor after the match gets on the mic and says that him and his brother have finally buried the hatchet and they want to officially become a tag team again. So the Miners then challenge the MWS Tag Team Champions, being Lion King X and JJ, to an MWS Tag Team title match next week on Revolution Impact. Wow. I'd like to see that. I hope the Miners win. What do you think about this tag team match? What do you think about this ladder match, Dan Lambert? Oh, it was what a hell of a ladder match. Congratulations to Michael Scars Minor on becoming the new MWS United States champion, and I hope the Miners are the ones to take the MWS tag team titles off of the MWS Avengers members, Lion King X and JJ. Wow, that should be a hell of a match. And then we go to the office of the MWS Revolution owner, chairman, and CEO Donald Trump as he congratulates Michael Scars Minor on becoming the new MWS United States champion, and the 45th president of the United States officially books the Miners against Lion King X and JJ for the MWS tag team titles. So we will see that match next week here on Revolution Impact, and it'll be the go home show for the MWS Revolution pay-per-view entitled Bragging Rights. So wow. And speaking of next, it is the MWS tag team title matches as FTR took on the MWS tag team champions Lion King and JJ as they were accompanied by Dom Callis. This tag team match got underway as FTR beats the holy hell out of Lion King X and JJ. They give them a double power bomb. They punched them several times until Lion King X and JJ low blow FTR. As they beat the holy hell out of them, JJ then hits FTR with a double power bomb and a clothesline and an uppercut as JJ spears and jackhammers FTR. Then FTR come back as they give a double as they hit Lion King X and JJ with a brainbuster and a scoop slam and a body slam and an underhook. As Lion King X and JJ then as Dom Callis gets involved and whacks both FTR with the tag team title belts, but that does not keep them down as they chase Dom Callis, and then FTR hits in this, and FTR hit an assisted spike pile driver for on both Lion King X and JJ. They drop them up the mind break as they go to pin them, but Don Callis gets involved again, only to be punched in the face by FTR. And then Lion King X and JJ both low blow FTR as they beat the holy hell out of them, as they then grab both tag team titles and smash their heads with it. But and then they lock them in a double sharpshooter. But FTR refuses to submit, man, and is about to hit another mindbreaker on both Lion King X and JJ. But out of nowhere, where Lion King X and JJ fight off FTR and drop FTR with the package pile driver, pin them 1, 2, 3, winner, and still MWS tag team title, and when it's still MWS tag team champions, Lion King X and JJ via pinfall with package pile driver, as this match lasted 14 minutes and 58 seconds. I mean, this was a good tag team match, but I would have loved to see FTR take the tag team titles off of Lion King X and JJ. But hopefully the Miners are the ones to take it to defeat Lion King X and JJ for the MWS tag team champions. What you think about this match? Joe Galli, did you like it? Good. It was indeed a good tag team title match. Damn there, but just like you said, I think it would have been A-okay. I think it would have been cool if FTR shocked the world and took the MWS tag team championships off of the Lion King X and JJ. But hopefully the Miners are the ones to do that next week, because that would be absolutely awesome if they did that. Because I'm sorry, but we need to get they need to get the titles off of Lion King X and JJ. But we'll see what happens next week. But my money is going to be on. But my money is going to be on the Miners. And it was the next match. It was AEW's Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. This was the third match as Bryan Danielson came out accompanied by William Regal, and then Kenny Omega came out being accompanied by none other than Don Callis. As this match got underway, it started with both Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson since traded blows, with Kenny Omega beating the hell out of Bryan Danielson as Kenny Omega sent Bryan Danielson wrestle back and get both Kenny Omega then slam, then Kenny Omega then hits a devastating hold on, excuse me. Kenny Omega then hits a devastating then scoop slam to hold on a second. Kenny Omega hits a devastating scoop slam to Bryan Danielson, as Bryan Danielson out of nowhere decides to lock as Bryan Danielson decides to lock Kenny Omega, get into the yes lock, but Kenny Omega refuses to submit as he breaks the hold, punches Bryan Danielson, and delivers and hits a and hits a 450 splash, then a Katawa caution, then a missile drop kick to the back of Daniel Bryan's head as he delivers multiple suplex variations such as the Dragon Rebirth, the Dragon Rush, the Dragon Revolution, and the deadlift German suplex. There's two Bryan Danielson, and then Kenny Omega hits a Wayne Trigger on Bryan Danielson, and then a reverse Frankenstein on Bryan Danielson, and the Rise of the Terminator, the springboard moonsault. So as it goes to pin Bryan Danielson, but Bryan Danielson gets a shoulder up, and Bryan Danielson and then Kenny Omega out of nowhere does a missile jump to the back of Bryan Danielson's head, and then Kenny Omega delivers a V-trigger to Bryan Danielson, goes to pin it, but Bryan Danielson kicks out at 2.5. And then Kenny Omega drops Bryan Danielson with a quoit whack and a Katawa no tenti, and then Kenny Omega hits the one-winged angel on Bryan Danielson. Danielson goes to pin him, but somehow, some way, Bryan Danielson gets a shoulder up, much to the shock of Kenny Omega. This as me and Dan Lambert are calling this match with true wrestling passion. So as Bryan Danielson is beating the holy hell out of Kenny Omega, he chops him in the chest, and locks him in the yes lock. But once again, Kenny Omega does not submit and breaks and decides to break the hold. And Summer was able to get out of it. And then Kenny Omega hits another one-winged angel to Bryan Danielson, goes to pin it, but Bryan Danielson gets a shoulder up and decides to fight off Kenny Omega and locks him in another yes lock. But Kenny Omega still refuses to submit, as it's not enough to take him down. So Bryan Danielson then locks Kenny Omega in a guillotine choke, but Kenny Omega does not submit, and then he delivers a knee plus and a heel hook, goes to pin Kenny Omega, but Kenny Omega gets his shoulder up, and then out of nowhere he hits an ankle lock on Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega still does not submit, then locks him in an arm trap, then hits an arm trap, seated abominable stretch, backflip off the top rope over standing moonsault, and then delivers hits a discus elbow smash, dragon screw, dragon sleeper, drop toe hold, European uppercut, guillotine choke, heel hook, high knee, Indian deathlock, jumping knee drop onto Kenny Omega as he delivers multiple kick variations such as a quarter drop, front missile drop, repeated shoot, roundhouse kick, belly to back suplex, a gravity, a double underhook, a German suplex, Northern Lights, snap underhook, sniper tiger, rolling fireman's Kiri slam, running leg Larry, single leg Boston grab, sleeper hold, small package to Kenny Omega as it goes to pin, but somehow, someway, Kenny Omega kicks out at 2.5. Wow, this match is just insane. And then out of nowhere, where Bryan Danielson delivers a devastating bridging dragon suplex and cattle mutilation to Kenny Omega and pins him 1, 2, 3. Winner of the match, Bryan Danielson, via pinfall with cattle mutilation as this match lasted 19 minutes and 26 seconds. Wow. Wow, this match was just insane. Both Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega put on one hell of a match. I didn't know who was going to win. But in the end, it was Bryan Danielson who was victorious. What'd you think about this match, Dan Lambert? Oh, this was definitely a hell of a match. Much respect to both Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson for putting on one hell of a technical wrestling match. This is what wrestling is all about. I want to see more of this here in the MWS Revolution. I like to see more AEW wrestlers this compete here in MWS Revolution, as well as WWE and Impact Wrestling match. Both Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega tore the house down. And I gotta say, I would say that this was definitely a match of the night. Wow, just wow. And next it was the co-main event. It was a barbed wire Hell in a Cell match. Psycho Mercer, being accompanied by Paul Heyman, took on JBL, being accompanied by Don Callis. Now, the stipulation to this match was if Psycho Mercer wins, then JBL is officially fired from MWS Revolution. So as the barbed wire Hell in a Cell match lowers, out comes Psycho Mercer first, being accompanied to the ring by none other than Paul Heyman, and then Don Callis, of course, accompanies JBL. As this match gets underway, out of nowhere, JBL hits Psycho Mercer with a devastating clothesline from hell, goes to pin him, but Psycho Mercer kicks out at 2.5. JBL then low blows Psycho Mercer, slaps his head and outward turnbuckles, and then tosses him face first right into the barbed wire Hell in a Cell. As Don Callis decides to interfere and slams the Hell in a Cell barbed wire door right into the face of Psycho Mercer, busting him wide open. But JBL then hits Psycho Mercer several times, hits Psycho Mercer right across the head with a steel chair, and several times across the back, gets a barbed wire steel chair, punches it into the face of Psycho Mercer, and it delivers a clothesline like from hell through a barbed wire table, goes to pin Psycho Mercer, but somehow, somebody, Psycho Mercer gets his shoulder up and gets fired up as he gets angry, as he decides to fight JBL off. Psycho Mercer then decides to hit JBL with his own finisher, the clothesline from hell, goes to pin him, but JBL kicks out at 2.5. Psycho Mercer then locks JBL in a Kimura lock, but JBL refuses to submit. Psycho Mercer then grabs a barbed wire steel chair and whacks JBL wide across the head with it, busting him wide open as Psycho Mercer then decides to throw a bloody JBL face first into the Hell in a Cell barbed wire. Wow. And then Psycho Mercer decides to choke JBL with the barbed wire as JBL continues to bleed profusely. An angry Psycho Mercer then walks up to the door and slams JBL's head multiple times on the barbed wire Hell in a Cell door. I mean, JBL is just bleeding from pillar to post, and then both Psycho Mercer and JBL decide to climb the top of the Hell in a Cell barbed wire as they trade blows, and then now on the top of the Hell in a Cell, they decide to trade blows. JBL out of nowhere, where the clothesline delivers a clothesline to hell to a bloody Psycho Mercer, and is about to toss him off the top of the cell, but Psycho Mercer low blows him and decides to hit JBL with a devastating Psycho Stunner and Psycho Powerbomb on the top of the on the top of the Hell in a Cell match, goes to pin him, but he's not done. Psycho Mercer continues to beat the holy hell out of a bloody JBL as JBL and Psycho Mercer are trading blows, and both JBL and Psycho Mercer go crashing off the top of the barbed wire Hell in a Cell and through our announce table as they are out for 7 minutes. But as the ambulance and paramedics are getting ready to put both JBL and Psycho Mercer on the stretcher, but Psycho Mercer wants to continue, so he beats the holy hell out of an unconscious JBL, tosses him right back into the Hell in a Cell barbed wire, where closes door, locks, and continues the assault on John Bradshaw Layfield. Psycho Mercer then decides to open a can of whoop-ass on JBL. And he decides to drop him on those stack of dimes. He covers the neck, and then Psycho Mercer stomps a mud hole into a bloody JBL and walks it dry. And then he gets a glass table, and body slams JBL right through the glass table. And then Psycho Mercer delivers a devastating Psycho Stunner to JBL right in the middle of the ring, and delivers a Psycho Bomb on JBL. But Psycho Mercer is not done yet. Psycho Mercer decides to drag a bloody JBL onto the top of the Hell in a Cell walls, and decides to hit another Psycho Stunner on JBL as JBL goes flying in the middle of the ring. But Psycho Mercer isn't done yet. Psycho Mercer decides to once again climb the Hell in a Cell barbed wire walls, and out of nowhere kicks JBL in the stomach and delivers a devastating Psycho Bomb off the top of the Hell in a Cell and through the middle of the ring. But he's not done. Psycho Mercer decides to not only get barbed wire, but he gets thumbtacks and nails, and decides to give JBL a Psycho Stunner right onto the thumbtacks and nails as JBL is writhing in pain. JBL out of nowhere low blows both Psycho Mercer, and it delivers a devastating clothesline from hell to Psycho Mercer in the middle ring, goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, Psycho Mercer kicks out at 2.5, and then Psycho Mercer and JBL decide to trade blows and wrestle back and forth with wrestling move after wrestling move and submission after submission, and then Psycho Mercer decides to get a flaming barbed wire table, pours gasoline on it and kerosene, and lights on fire. And first Psycho Mercer, the Psycho stuns JBL, and then big boots him and delivers a devastating Psycho Bomb right through the flaming barbed wire table, and then Psycho Mercer pins JBL 1, 2, 3, winner of the match. Psycho Mercer via pinfall with Psycho Stun and Psycho Bomb through a flaming barbed wire table. As this match lasted 16 minutes and 45 seconds, and it's official. JBL's in-ring career and the MWS Revolution is officially over, which means Donald Trump then comes out of nowhere and it says these 2 words to John Bradshaw Layfield. John Bradshaw Layfield, your services are no longer required here in the MWS Revolution. And I'm going to say these 2 words, John, in the words of Vince McMahon, JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, you're fired. That's it. And then the whole entire Philadelphia crowd, and including me and Joe Galli, sing, na, 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 hey, 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 goodbye to JBL as JBL starts crying. JBL is then carried out on a stretcher and loaded in the back of the ambulance, and it's the last you ever see of John Bradshaw Layfield here in the MWS Revolution. And I gotta say, rightfully so. JBL has screwed Psycho Mercer over way too many times. And karma finally came for JBL. And not only did Psycho Mercer end the wrestling career of John Bradshaw Layfield, but he also ended the MWS Revolution career of John Bradshaw Layfield. Wow, what a brutal match. And we are going to be hearing from Psycho Mercer soon, as Psycho Mercer is going to be talking about his Hell in a Cell match with JBL, because we know that Psycho Mercer has a whole lot to say. And what are the MWS Avengers going to say? That JBL is no longer in the MWS Revolution. What is the MWS Universal Champion Joe Biden going to say? What is the MWS General Manager and Impact World Champion Don Callis going to say? See. I don't know, but Joe Biden is expected to cut a promo sometime this week. But anyway, what you think of the Bob Wyatt Hell in a Cell match and Psycho Mercer ending the in-ring career and MWS Revolution career of John Bradshaw Layfield? I thought it was great. Now official, John Bradshaw Layfield has been fired from the MWS Revolution. Should you no longer see JBL here in the MWS Revolution? Goodbye, JBL. Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Your in-ring career is officially over. Not only that, but your MWS Revolution career is officially over. And there's not a damn thing Joe Biden, Don Callis, or the rest of the MWS Avengers can do about it. Goodbye, JBL. Goodbye. Na. Hey. Goodbye. And then it was the main event. It was for the MWS Universal title match as WWE's undisputed WWE Champion, Universal Champion Roman Reigns took on the 46th President Joe Biden then for the MWS Universal title. As this match got underway, out comes WWE's Roman Reigns, being accompanied by his special counsel Paul Heyman, and then out came the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, as he got huge boos from the Philadelphia crowd. The match is underway as both Joe Biden and Roman Reigns trade blows. Roman Reigns beats the holy hell out of the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, as he decides to slam his head on all 4 turnbuckles. Then Joe Biden out of nowhere, low blow slaps Roman Reigns and low blows him, and delivers a super kick to Roman Reigns as Joe Biden goes to pin Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns gets a shoulder up. Roman Reigns then decides to fight off. Of Joe Biden as he hits a quarter clothesline on Joe Biden, then a leaping clothesline, then a Samoan chop, then a scoop power snap, a shoulder block, then he hits a Niagara driver to Joe Biden, a short arm lariat, a single arm DDT, and a drive-by. And then he delivers a checkmate to Joe Biden, goes to pin him, but Joe Biden kicks out at 2.5. Roman Reigns then decides to the Superman punch. Then out of nowhere, Roman Reigns decides to Superman punch Joe Biden and delivers a spear. Goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, Joe Biden has his foot on the rope as Roman Reigns delivers a moment of silence to the 46th President of the United States, which is a back suplex side slam used as a signature move. So Roman Reigns goes to pin Joe Biden, but somehow, someway, Joe Biden kicks out at 2.5. And out of nowhere, Joe Biden decides to Biden kick Roman Reigns and then delivers a BKO to Roman Reigns and pins him one, two, pins him 1-2, but somehow, someway, Roman Reigns gets a shoulder up as Roman Reigns then all of a sudden delivers another Superman punch to Joe Biden, and Don Callis gets involved in the match, only to eat a Superman punch and spear from the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Then Roman Reigns decides to deliver a third Superman punch to the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, and a third spear goes to pin him, but somehow, someway, Joe Biden gets a shoulder up, and then out of nowhere, Joe Biden decides to deliver a devastating Biden kick to Roman Reigns and hits him with a BKO and pins Roman Reigns 1-2-3 winner and still MWS Universal Champion. Being 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden via pinfall with Biden kick and BKO as this match lasted 18 minutes. Wow. I actually thought that Joe Galli actually thought that Roman Reigns was going to be the one to take the title, the MWS Universal title off of Joe Biden, but sadly that didn't happen. So once again, the winner of the match and still MWS Universal Champion, 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden via pinfall with Biden kick and BKO as this match lasted 18 minutes. What you think of the main event, Dan Lambert? Well, it was a really good main event. I too thought that Roman Reigns was going to take the Universal title off of Joe Biden. And if he did, that would have been a shock of the world. That would have been crazy and insane, but sadly it did not happen. But, it was a good main event. And then after the match, Joe Biden calls out Mitchell Mayette, the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, and that says he's not leaving until Mitchell Mayette comes out. So out comes Mitchell Mayette, being accompanied by his manager Willem Wego. Joe Biden gets on the mic and challenges. Joe Biden gets on the mic and says, "You want a rematch for my United States Championship? You want a shot at this title? Well, guess what? Next week at the Mall of America, it'll be me versus you for the MWS Universal title. But it's not going to be your kind of match, Mitchell, man. It's going to be my kind of match. And you know what kind of match it's going to be? It's going to be me. It's going to be me versus you, Mitchell Mayette, in a last man standing match for the MWS Universal title. And the only way you're going to take this off of me, Mitchell Mayette, is you got to knock me out. So you got to beat the holy hell out of me. You got to bust me wide open, and you got to take me out, and you got to hit me with every single weapon you have, every single finishing move until I'm unconscious and I can no longer get up. What do you say, Mitchell Mayette? Me versus you for my MWS Universal title and a last man standing match. It's the go home show to bragging rights was there. And then Mitchell Mayette gets on the mic, laughs, says, "Mr. Biden, you want me in a last man standing match for the United States for your Universal title? You're on. You got your match." Mitchell Mayette then says, "Mr. Biden, you just made a mistake challenging me to a last man standing match for your Universal title, because when it comes to last man standing matches, I am an expert, and I'm always victorious when it comes to last man standing matches. So you're on, Mr. Biden. You got your match, and I promise you this, Joe Biden, I will beat you you with an inch of your life next week on Revolution Impact. I will leave you in a pool of your own blood. I will hit you with every single finisher I have, every single weapon I get my hands on until you no longer get up. And it's not going to be you that's going to be the last man standing, Mr. President. It's going to be me, as I will walk out the new MWS as Universal Champion. And then Joe Biden and Mitchell May shake hands, making the match official. And then out of nowhere, Mitchell May punches Joe Biden in the face, and Jack Knight powerbombs him and delivers a victory star chop as a message to exactly what Joe Biden is in for next week on Revolution Impact as Mitchell Mayette goes to the back. And then Joe Biden slowly gets up, and then all of a sudden Joe Biden says he would like to see Mitchell Mayette try and be the last man standing, because he promises he will be the last man standing. And then Joe Biden and Don Callis decide to call out the elite regions of darkness and the sons of chaos for a good old fashioned brawl. So then out comes Cody Mercer, and Psycho Mercer, the elite regions of darkness and sons of chaos. And Cody Mercer gets on the mic and says, You want to brawl with me, Joe Biden, MWS Avengers? You got it. So Cody Mercer and the Psycho Mercer and the elite regions of darkness and sons of chaos get in the ring as both the MWS Avengers and the elite regions of darkness brawl back and forth. Cody Mercer decides to Mercer stun Joe Biden, Don Callis, and the MWS Avengers. Psycho Mercer then decides to Psycho stun them and hit them with a Psycho Bomb. And then out of nowhere, Joe Biden super kicks Cody Mercer, super kicks Psycho Mercer, super kicks the elite regions of darkness, and then they start brawling back and forth. They are trading blows. And they are hitting each other with weapons after weapons. And just continue to brawl right in them. And they decide to brawl all around ringside and the MWS elite regions of darkness, MWS Avengers decide to brawl through the crowd, brawl back in the ring. And the trading blows back and forth, and the elite regions and Cody Mercer drops Joe Biden and the NWS Avengers and Don Callis with his finisher, the Psycho Stunner and the Psycho Bomb, and they continue to just beat the holy hell out of each other, and they continue to brawl back and forth, and as they're brawling, and as the NWS elite regions of Dr. Sons of Chaos and MWS Avengers are brawling, out of nowhere, the wing collapses. Yes, that's right. The wing collapses. The wing crashes and it knocks out, and the wing crashes after the MWS Avengers and elite regions of darkness are brawling, and it knocks out both. And knocks out both the elite regions of darkness, Sons of Chaos, and MWS Avengers. As the fans are chanting, "Holy shit! Holy shit!" Joe Galli says, "Oh my God, the wing just crashed." As Dan Lambert says that, "Holy shit! Wow, just wow." Now that's how you do a brawl. Wow, and I gotta say, wow. Then what a way! And then Joe Galli says on commentary, the wing just crashed due to the brawl from the elite regions of darkness, Sons of Chaos, and MWS Avengers. We are out of time. Good at everybody. As Dan Lambert say, see you next week for the go home show for bragging rights. Right? There's two matches on the card. The first match will be Cody Mercer taking on NWS General Manager and Impact World Champion Don Callis for his Impact World title, and the second match will be Mitchell Mayette versus Joe Biden for the MWS Universal title and a last man standing match. What's gonna happen? Will we hear from Cody Mercer next week? And what will Cody Mercer say about the wing crashing? seen last night on Revolution Impact. What will Don Callis say? What will Don Callis say? Because we are also expected to hear from Don Callis as well. But anyway, Dan Lambert, will wait. Last night's Revolution Impact, 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, an 8 triple plus, and a 10 out of 10. What would you rate it, Joe Galli? Oh, I would definitely give it the same rating as you, my friend. 10 out of 10, 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, way up. Holy shit. The wrestling MWS Revolution ring crashed due to the bar from the Elite Leadership Doctors, Sons of Chaos, and MWS Avengers. The ring just crashed, taking out everybody. Wow, that was crazy. We've seen stuff like this before in the MWS Revolution, but wow, what like that is definitely how you do a broad down there, and that is definitely how you end the show. Thank you for watching. Next week, me and Dan Lambert will give a recap and reveal of the Go Home show for Revolution Impact, which will be held in the Mall of America. That's right, the Mall of America. It's gonna be one hell of a Go Home show. Will we hear? It'll be in Bloomington, Minnesota, the Mall of America. The Mall of America. It's gonna be crazy. That's going to be in Bloomington, Minnesota, the Mall of America, and it's going to be crazy. What will Cody Mercer have to say? Will we hear from Cody Mercer tonight or on the weekend? Will we hear what will Don Callis say? Well, how will Joe Biden retort to the MWS Revolution ring collapsing? What will he say about it? And what will Joe Biden say to and will we hear from Mitchell Mayette? And what will Mitchell Mayette say to Joe Biden, challenging him to a last man standing? How will he retort to that? What will Don Callis say about defending his Impact World title against Cody Mercer next week on the Go Home show? So two black and whites. It's only 2 weeks left. We're 2 weeks away. The pay-per-view is 2 weeks away. Wait, it's gonna be the main event, and the main event for bragging rights will be in a lethal lockdown match. And the stipulation is whatever team wins will not only win the MWS championships, but they will get full creative control of the MWS Revolution. And this weekend, I am scheduled to have a one-on-one interview with the 46th President of the United States and MWS Universal Champion Joe Biden, as Joe Biden is demanding I interview him. Okay, Joe Biden, I will interview you, but I'm going to ask the hard and tough questions, and I'm not going to go easy on you. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next week as me and Dan Lambert reveal the Go Home show for Revolution Impact. You all have a good day, and you all have a blessed day, and thank you for watching. Joe Galli out. Yes, thank you for watching. See you next week for the Revolution Impact Go Home show reveal. And me and Joe Galli will also be reviewing MWS Bragging Rights pay-per-view next Sunday as well. Anyway, y'all have a good day. God bless you all. God bless you all. And thank you for watching. See you next week. Dan Lambert out.